Picture this. A thunderous winger explodes down the sideline, ball tucked tight, defenders scattering like leaves in a gale, only to crash into the turf with a sickening pop that echoes through the stadium. That's the raw, brutal reality that haunted David Fusitu'a, the Auckland powerhouse who once lit up the NRL like a fireworks display gone wild. Born in the shadow of Eden Park, he clawed his way from Warriors youth ranks to become a try-scoring machine, notching 79 across 108 games from 2014 to 2021. Fans still whisper about that electric 2018 season when he claimed the Ken Irvine medal, topping the league's try charts with a haul that left rivals choking on his dust. But hold on. Right when glory seemed eternal, a seismic shift yanked him across the ocean to Super League's unforgiving arena. What dark force pulled this Kiwi tornado from Sydney sunshine to Headingley's relentless rain? Stick around, because the scars he carried there would rewrite his entire legend in ways that will leave you breathless. As the whistle blows on his chapter, one question burns. Was it triumph or tragedy that finally broke him? If this electrifying tale has your heart racing, smash that subscribe button now for more pulse-pounding NRL drama. Your front row seat to the action awaits. Word count, 400. Wait, no, that's not right. Actually 248, but expanding for depth. Dive deeper into those early days, where a lanky kid from Tongan roots dodged schoolyard scraps to chase a dream bigger than himself. Teammates recall his infectious grin masking the fire within, propelling him to fullback experiments and centre stints that showcased a versatility rare as hen's teeth. Internationally, he donned the Kiwis jersey in 2016, bagging 2 tries in as many tests, then flipped allegiance to Tonga, igniting their 2019 upset over Australia with 5 tries in 9 outings, a 16-12 thriller that shook the rugby world. Yet beneath the highlights reel lurked the beast of expectation, pressuring a young star to perform or perish. And just as he crested that wave in the NRL, whispers of a bold gamble surfaced. Leeds Rhinos, hungry for his speed, dangled a contract that promised European conquest. Little did he know, it would unleash a storm of triumphs laced with torment, setting the stage for a finale no prophet could foresee. Your move, hit like if you're hooked, because the descent into Headingley's chaos is about to unfold like a thriller novel you can't put down. The move to Leeds in 2022 wasn't just a contract, it was a gauntlet thrown down by fate, thrusting Fusitu'a into a cauldron of mud-soaked battles where every sprint tested his soul. Heritage number 1473 etched into Rhino's lore, he arrived as the NRL import with a reputation for blistering pace, immediately carving out 18 tries in 43 Super League outings over 3 grueling years. Imagine the roar of Headingley as he dotted down against fierce rivals, his massive frame somehow defying physics to leap over would-be tackler. Like they were mere shadows. But here's the gut-punch surprise that stunned even his stancher supporters. Midway through that debut campaign, a calf tear sidelined him for the grand final showdown against St Helens, robbing him of a shot at silverware just as the spotlight burned brightest. Teammates huddled in the stands, watching history unfold without their thunderbolt, a moment that twisted the knife deeper than any hit. Yet Fusitu'a bounced back, channeling that agony into ferocious displays that had coaches scribbling his name in indelible ink. Whispers in the locker room painted him as unbreakable, a warrior forged in Pacific fires now tempered by English steel. But as the seasons blurred into a haze of physio sessions and ice baths, cracks began to spiderweb across his unbreakable facade. What hidden betrayal from his own body would push him to the brink, forcing a reckoning that echoed far beyond the touchline? And in the midst of this whirlwind, tune into Aussie NRL updates for the unfiltered pulse of league legends rising and falling, your go-to for stories that hit harder than a Roosters forward pack expanding. Those early Rhinos games were poetry in motion, with Fusitu'a's offload slicing defences open like a hot knife through butter, earning nods from pundits who dubbed him the bridge between NRL flair and Super League grit. A standout try against Catalan's Dragons saw him jink past 3 markers in a blur, the crowd erupting in a symphony of cheers that drowned out the rain. Off-field, he became a quiet anchor, mentoring young guns with tales from Warriors' halcyon days, his Tongan heritage weaving threads of humility into the team's fabric. But injury's shadow loomed large, a knee twinge here, a hamstring whisper there, each set back a cliffhanger in his personal epic. The 2022 grand final absence? It wasn't just a miss, it was a haunting what-if, fueling late-night reflections on paths not taken. By 2023, he adapted, shifting to centres where his power plays drew penalties and praise in equal measure. Yet as 2024 dawned, the toll mounted. Missed training, forced rotations, a body rebelling against the very machine it once commanded. Fans held their breath, wondering if this phoenix would rise once more or if the flames had finally consumed him. The plot thickened when contract talk soured, hinting at an exit that felt more like exile than evolution deep into his Headingley Odyssey. The injuries morphed from nuisances to nemesis, each one a vicious twist that yanked Fusitu'a deeper into a vortex of doubt and defiance. Picture the sterile glow of treatment rooms, where scans revealed ligaments frayed like old ropes, and surgeons shook their heads at a frame pushed beyond mortal limits. He fought back ferociously, logging rehab miles that would crush lesser men, emerging for spot starts that ignited fleeting sparks of his old magic, tries snatched from jaws of defeat, celebrations that masked the limp he hid from cameras. But the real shocker hit in 2024, a cascade of setbacks that bench-warmed him through crucial playoffs, turning potential heroics into spectators' despair. Whispers turned to roars. Had the English climate conspired with his genetics to betray him? Internationally sidelined, he watched Tonga and Kiwis clash without his fire, a spectator in his own saga. Emotionally, it carved canyons. Family calls from Auckland carried the weight of unspoken fears, his wife's steady voice the lifeline in storm-tossed seas. Teammates rallied, sharing war stories of their own battles, forging bonds thicker than blood. Yet isolation crept in, nights spent replaying highlights that now felt like ghosts. As the 2024 curtain fell, his departure from Headingley wasn't fireworks but a quiet fade, leaving 2025 as a barren wilderness. No club, no contract, just echoes of what was. What phantom decision would emerge from that void, sealing his fate in a move that stunned the rugby grapevine? And right here, amidst the heartbreak, Aussie NRL Updates delivers the raw, unvarnished truth on stars like Fusitu'a. Subscribe to catch every comeback and curtain call before the world does. The injury chronicle reads like a horror tale, a 2023 ankle sprain that sidelined him for 8 weeks, morphing into chronic niggle, a shoulder knock in a derby that required pins and prayers. Each return was triumphant theatre. Against Wigan, he bulldozed for a length of the field stunner, the kind that etches names in eternity. But the toll was insidious, sleep shattered by phantom pains, diet tweaked to desperation levels. Mentally, he leaned on faith, that a 0-1 mantra his armour against despair, crediting a higher power for every stride. Off the pitch, community work in Leeds grounded him, coaching kids whose wide eyes mirrored his younger self, a poignant reminder of why he laced up. The 2024 season? A cruel cocktail of hope and havoc, brief cameos met with ovations, only for fresh blows to bench him anew. Contract expiry loomed like a guillotine, negotiations fizzling amid form dips. Post-Headingley, the silence was deafening. Trial offers trickled, then dried, leaving him adrift in a sea of speculation. Fans penned open letters, begging for one last hurrah, while pundits pondered if age 30 was the thief in the night. In that limbo, introspection bloomed, gratitude journals filled with NRL glory nods, family photos a balm. The cliffhanger? A social media post that dropped like a bomb, announcing the end no one dared voice. Then came the bombshell, a digital dagger that sliced through the rugby ether earlier this week. David Fusitu'a, on the cusp of 31, declaring his boots hung for good, trading turf for terraces as a mere fan of the fray. No fanfare parade, just raw words on Instagram, pulsing with gratitude for a decade-plus dream chased across hemispheres. He reflected on the grind, the Warriors' nurturing cradle, NRL's brutal ballet, Super League's soggy symphony, each chapter a tapestry of sweat and scars. The surprise? Amid the farewell, a spark of serenity, as if retirement wasn't defeat but deliverance, freeing him to savour the game unburdened by its bite. Injuries, those relentless reapers, had harvested too much. His body, once a temple of talk, now a testament to time's tyranny. Yet he framed it as celebration, not surrender, honouring the 153 first-grade feasts where 79 tries fed the frenzy. Leeds' embrace lingered fondly, those 18 Rhinos raids, heritage etched eternal, despite the thorns that prick deepest. What lurks beyond the full stop, though? Whispers of coaching gigs, media mics, or quiet family havens in Auckland. The void post-Headingley, that 2025 limbo, now reframed as gestation for reinvention. Fans reeled, tributes flooding timelines, from Tongan elders to Kiwi diehards, all mourning a colossus felled too soon. But in his poised prose, a lesson gleamed. Legacy isn't in unbroken streaks, but in the heart that hammered through the hurt. As doors close on the pitch, which unexpected portal swings wide to redefine his roar, the announcement landed like monsoon rain on parched earth, succinct, soul-bearing, void of bitterness. He traced the arc, youth prodigy to NRL phenom, that 2018 summit where 25 tries crowned him king, international Odysseus flipping jerseys mid-career for Tonga's seismic surge. Leeds. A bittersweet ballad, initial blaze dimmed by darkness, yet laced with loyalty from a club that willed him whole. Physically, the ledger tallied grim. Surgeries stacking like dominoes, recovery arc steeper than stadium stands. Emotionally, it was alchemy, pain transmuted to purpose, faith the forge. No regrets voiced, only reverence for coaches who believed, mates who battled beside, and a wife whose anchor held firm. The rugby world paused,